Well, hi there. My name is Jim Turner. Nice to see you. So, I just wanted to share this little event here. Um, I just designed that just these little things, you know. Sometimes little things mean nothing. Sometimes they mean a lot, and sometimes it's just all in between. I do things out of curiosity because I'm a curious person. So what I did, oh yeah, if you would, if you don't mind too much, subscribe, ring the bell, and give me a thumbs up if you like the content. And so um, I'm going to call this what it is, the quiet place. Here it is. So this is my little protector so the girls can't lie down on there and disturb the quiet place. So there is my quiet place. Look at all those girls in peace, fanning in peace. So I keep this screen here and that little divider wood there. And I just keep that right there. And they have nothing but peace. No more landing on top of them. They can just, and they can come right out. I've got this set up so they can just come right on out. These doggone gnat hive beetles. They're just all over the place. And they're keeping my hive a little agitated. So today's another navigational day. That's about the same size today as it was yesterday. So I have come up with multiple different ways for the for uh, for the girls, a certain amount of those girls, the big fanners. I've come up with multiple different ways. You know, just imagination. You know, whatever you feel like at the moment. And that's what I do. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna take one of these pieces of screens that's laying down here, form it in such a way that those girls coming in with all that food and coming in and out and keeping those girls that are trying to cool down the hive all beat up from being landed on all day. Um, so I built this screen real fast, just a pair of scissors, and gave it some legs to stand on. And it took a while because the girls, they were fanning on the left, and I had the right blocked off because I just leave a little section at night when they come in for the night. I block the hive off and just leave a little hole because the wasps come in early in the morning before they're even awake, and they go in and help themselves. So, and there was like three mornings in a row I came out here. There were 1 to 2 dead girls right at the entryway. I don't know if they stayed there and got hypothermic because it drops into the 30s sometimes at night. And they were just sitting right there and they're dead. They guarded that door until they died or starved or who knows, right? Or maybe they got dragged there. We'll take this dead girl and put her in the entryway. She'll look like she's guarding the entry. Hey, who knows? Right? So, yeah, three mornings in a row. Dead girls right there at the entryway. Not even in, it's like in between in the hive and out of the hive, just sitting there dead. They're taking their dead and putting it on the entryway, hoping that it'll confuse the marauders. Maybe the marauders got some marauders coming in early, or the wasps, or whatever. They take their dead and put it in the entryway. Do we know that for sure? No. I'm just making an observational claim, right? Of observing what I observe, and that's all I can do is observe. And so, yeah. And so those girls. So what I did was I created a quiet place for the girls who want peace. They don't want to be where all the action is coming in and out. They just want to mosey around gently and calmly, or fan, sit there and fan, just like a little quiet place. Well, you've seen it. It's exactly what it looks like, right? If it looks like an egg, looks like a chicken, we can, for the time being, call it an egg or a chicken. It's okay. If it looks like an elephant and it's coming at you quickly, it's okay to run. Yeah, run. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. So I just wanted to share this little thing. So, we can come up with anything to give them their little quiet place, right? These things that I'm coming up with, they're just laying around. They're laying around here, and I'm seeing them struggling, right? And I see those girls struggling in the front, and I'm going, is there anything I can do to make their life a little easier? And my brain gets to popping and snapping and crackling, kind of like Rice Krispies. and and I think, you know what? I'm just going to try to make them a little quiet place. And so I may re-rig that differently. That's just something I got a pair of scissors I keep hanging here, and that was a piece of wire that was laying on the ground, and from some other thing that I did. And I just reformed it, gave it some legs, set it there, and you can see that they're just sitting there in their little quiet place. You ever see that movie, Quiet Place? I think I might, at the end of the evening, I might watch that. It's been a while. Good movie. Sandra Bullock. Yeah. And her, who was that? No, that wasn't Sandra Bullock. That was the bird. That was about the birds, or the bird something. So it was Blanc and her husband. Yeah, Quiet Place. Yeah, so I've had those gnats all day today, trying to get in those gnat beetles all day. There they are right there, trying to get in. And you can see I taped, and I put this styrofoam, it's a foam that, I had an old couch that, it was so heavy I couldn't even, I thought, you know what, I'm going to dismantle this couch and then I'll get rid of it. So I got my sledgehammer and my big, long, heavy-duty pry bar, and I dismantled that couch. And I thought, this kind of foam here, this stuff ain't cheap. This is like $40 for like a little square, of that kind of foam. And I had some thick foam, some skinny foam, and I thought, okay. So I rolled them up in rolls and put some bands on them and put them on the shelf. And the other day I thought, these doggone gnats just won't stop. I need to come up with something. So I went, yeah, right? And so I got that foam out, unrolled it, cut it up in the strips I wanted, and put that on the top between the super and the brood. And I put some masking tape, orange masking tape, around the two brood boxes that are connected. And I no longer see gnats coming in and out. They're so tiny they can even get through window screen. That's how tiny these things are. I used to leave my windows open in the wintertime and my house would fill up with gnats. It'd be all over my window, my mirror, my windows. My mirrors in my bathrooms. And so I thought, okay. So now I just turn the air conditioner on as I need it, and I don't open up my windows. And I don't have a gnat problem in my house anymore. Because they just come right on through those. They're so tiny. Those little holes in your window screen. Yep. And so I just thought I'd share that with you. Those girls on the right, they look so peaceful. And the place on the left looks so chaotic. And I don't know, doesn't that seem like a cool idea? Just to give a section of the entryway a section and call it the quiet place. Or whatever place, right? Name some dining place in France or whatever. I just called it what it is. A quiet place for them to go. Yeah, they're really navigating big time, right? There you go. This is how it was yesterday. I let you fly around my hive. I can't count the times you made me feel like I need to get some honey. Play me like a fool, like a fool. I saw that song one time and I saw it and I realized it got over 200 million views and I thought, you know what? I think I might fiddle with that song a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably end up singing it, get my music stuff out. I took it all apart, all my music equipment, because I redesigned my music room. And so everything's apart right now. Has been for a while. I've just been messing with my bees and it's garden season and there's other things going on and haven't had time to mess with the music. That's like a side hobby, like oil painting or it's not a priority thing. Manage your bees is a priority thing. Making sure that they're safe and they're content and they're not being put under unnecessary stress, which can create an aggressive beehive over time. They need time for their stress hormones to lower back down to a healthier level, for them to calm back down. Because if it stays elevated too long, you can end up with an aggressive hive, just like us. we get, we get agitated too much about something, and we go home and we kick the dog and the cat and maybe the kids because we just had too many bad days in a row at work and become aggressive. Next thing you know, we're looking between these little strips called bars. A little too aggressive. Yeah. Yeah, I had a father. He was in and out of prison many times. He was that way. He was really aggressive, mean. Yeah, he was just one of those guys that was just really mean. He liked being mean. My father. He had 11 kids. He had 11 too many. That boy should never have had kids. It's one of those parents that should never have kids. No. Anyway, quiet place. Create a quiet place for your bees. I highly recommend that. And God, they're just all clustered up there. Would you like to take another look? They're all clustered up in that quiet place that I created for them. Let's take another look. Look at that. Look at that nice little quiet place those girls have. They are so content there. They are such big fans of my little quiet place that I created for them. Isn't that cool? Pretty neat. So my concern was that they were going to become aggressive with all these hive beetles because um, my concern was that um, if I didn't get that under some control, because I did notice an increase in their aggressiveness towards me. They just seemed more agitated. And so by me creating this quiet place on the right, all those girls that were being landed on, God, I'm just trying to do my job, and they're just getting irritated too. And later on, they might pass that irritation on to irritate some other bees, and I've seen it happen. One bee's just having a bad day, and it just takes it out on all the other bees it can come in contact with. Watched it happen many times. Yeah, bees can have a bad day, and then they'll take it out on anyone that's near them. Watched it many times. And so, and that's just cool to me, right? Create a quiet place for your bees. Oh, I think that's what I'm going to call this podcast. Quiet place for your bees. What do you think? Yeah, make a little thumbnail. Call it quiet place for bees. Yeah, let's do that. Leave a comment. See if you agree. So they are hitting that screen a little bit, but that's going to kind of discourage the ones that are wanting to come through there, in and out, and they're going to more likely say, I'll bounce off that screen, that thingy. I'm gonna go over here where it's wide open, and so, yeah, I'll probably redesign something more permanent. I don't have to fiddle with it. I'll just set it right down there, and it'll be like a real quick. Just set it there and walk away. I don't have to make any adjustments to it, or yeah. They got a piece of comb, big piece of comb that one of them brought out and dropped it in right in the entryway, so I pulled out a little bit. And as I was pulling out, another beast saw it moving. And she came over and she pounced on it. She pounced on it because it was moving by itself. And so she nibbled on it for about 5 minutes. Until she was sure it was dead. It was dead. I've done stuff like that where, I mean, if I just had to say what I'm witnessing, I'm just going to do that. I have moved some things that they're just walking over and, ignoring, and I go to move that, and it gets one or two of their attention. Like, wait a minute, how's that thing? How's that thing moving? And then they pounce on it. Whereas before they're just walking all around it, and I go to shimmy, cocoa pop it away, and they go into what the what the heck mode, and they pounce on it. And they have their own life cycle, right? They have their own perspective of their existence, of their consciousness. It's nothing like humans or any other animal. Bees have their own sense of self. Do they have a sense of self? I think all animals do. I think all living beings that have an ability to contemplate something, figure something out, reason something out, solve any kind of problem that's based on their needs, right? Our need is to go to the moon. Not all bees don't have that need because we're explorers, right? We're big time explorers, and bees are very much explorers. When I change the entryway in a weird way, like really weird, like uncommon, like this screen, they get all excited. They're running around, zipping around, like, what's this new thing? Almost like it's a toy kind of thing, They're zipping around it, and they look happy about this new thing that they've never seen before. And I just think it's interesting to watch. So I'll tweak things in the front, Sometimes I'll take little round sticks and I'll put a bunch of them in the entryway and watch them do this weave thing back and forth and back and forth, just having fun. You wouldn't think bees would engage in joy and happiness and fun, but I've watched them enough to where they certainly do, and I enjoy watching them having fun. It's part of the joy of sitting here watching them, is that to watch them do things that I just never imagined that bees do, which is to have fun and but also be very, very serious about what their main objective is, which is to collect the food, defend the hive, and when everything is kosher and relaxed and they're winding down or something, or they're coming out in the morning, they're waking up, it's playtime. Look at that bird over there, bluebird. May the bluebird of happiness perch upon your shoulder. Hey, bluebird, what you got in your mouth? I picked up something, probably some sort of bug or something. Oh, it might be one of my bees. Yep, possible. Yeah, he's been hanging out around here a lot. Yeah. Last year I saw one of those same birds come down. There was a bunch of them, including robins, and they're in my garden. And I thought, what the heck are all those birds doing right there around that garden area? So I went and investigated. There was a bunch of baby snakes that I've hatched out, and those baby snakes were running for their life. They were all over the place running. And these birds were picking up these baby snakes and flying off of them. They looked like big night crawlers, right? They were babies. So I shooed the birds away and picked up all the baby snakes and I put them in the bushes so that they at least had a chance. I see snakes around here all the time. The other day I picked up a couple of baby salamanders. Got frogs all around here. It's like, so in my backyard here, I have a protected forest land. And so there's all kinds of nature. There's hawks, the giant hawks, got a nest up there. And it's just a big nature reserve back here. I wouldn't say big, but I can't do anything with it. Nobody can do anything with it because it's protected land. nature land. So yeah, there's a lot of nature back there. A lot of animals. I got squirrels everywhere. I've got raccoons, possums. I've caught all of those. I've caught because I try to call the squirrels now and then, and I've caught um, caught a number of possums in my squirrel cage. Um, one or two raccoons. I got pictures of those. That raccoon, boy, they sure make a mean sound when, it was almost like, I don't know, spooky sound, right? Raccoon. And it was, I would say, a medium-sized grown raccoon that got in there. And so I've caught lots of rats, big rats. They set that trap. They're so big they trip the trap. And I've had hawks land on a swimming pool. I used to have a big swimming pool back here above ground, and I've had them land on my swimming pool cover, poke holes all on my brand new cover. Oh my gosh, their talons went right through. And yeah, there those girls are. Busy as can. Mm-hmm. Yes, the hive is getting pretty hot now, so I'm seeing fanners along the whole entryway. It must be in the 80s today or right around there. So when it gets that hot, and I see a lot of fanners out along the whole way, whether it's in the quiet place or not, that's when I will probably take out my narrow strip because I got a narrow strip, and I'll open up the whole entry so they got more flow. And when I reinstall my drop panel screen assembly, excuse me, I'll be slipping my panel out from the back instead of from the front where the bees keep landing on my sticky board before I even get it in. And um, so I'm also going to make it so that I can slide some sticks out so I have a big gap between my screen, which is be the bottom board of the beehive. That my screen will be the bottom board, basically 8-inch hardware cloth. And so if it gets really hot, I can actually take those sidebars off and have a nice big air gap so that air can flow more freely in the hive. And I'll still have my bromite board underneath all that down the bottom, and I can still track and see what's going on in my hive. See what critters are in there that shouldn't be in there, and see if they're building out comb where I want them to build it out, if at all. And there you go. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. Appreciate that. And I'll leave these girls to their quiet place. All right, have a good day. Bye now.